Hello, my loves. My name is Cassandra McAllen, and in honor of Valentine's Day, I thought I would give a fun talk for you all about love languages. So give me a heart or a thumbs up in the comments if you've heard of this concept or even read the book. This information is based on the work of Gary Chapman and his original book called The Five Love Languages. I recommend today that you grab a pen and a piece of paper before I begin this talk if you want to discover what your love language is. And if this talk interests you, I highly recommend that you pick up his book or check out a couple of the links I'll post in the chat of some of the resources that I use to share this with you today. And if you don't feel, my cats are crazy, like you have the time, you are welcome to ask a question during the live that hopefully I can answer and provide some enlightenment about. I'm going to do something different today. I will check the chat in the middle of today's live at a point to answer questions about the first part of this information, which is why I think this is important before I go on to actually describe and detail the different love languages. I will, of course, also answer questions at the end of the live. And as always, you can schedule a free consultation with me via a link I'll post in the chat. And I would be happy to help you privately understand how this information could help you feel more loved and express more love in your relationships. So to begin, the five love languages, which are in no particular order, are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Now, the studies that have been done surrounding this book propose that while many people can receive love in any and all of the above ways and appreciate it, most people have one or two specific ways that make them feel the most loved above all other ways. Some people might even be put off or opposed to certain love languages and therefore might not even realize that you've been putting a great deal of effort into showing them your love. Now, you, on the other hand, might feel unappreciated and unloved based on their responses to you. So, because of belief systems like the golden rule that we've been brought up with, I think that people don't realize that the kindest act that you can do for another person is not to treat them as you wish to be treated, but rather to treat them as they wish to be treated. Now, before someone becomes upset that I'm discounting this old and beautiful adage, I ask you to consider this. I think that the golden rule is a beautiful mantra for the chalkboard. It helps teach grade school children the basics of kindness. Maybe keeps them from being bullies on a playground, or helps introduce them to social skills, or pair them up with like-minded friends, or even find their first love. However, taken into adulthood and used as a formula to get your needs met or to express appreciation, it falls quite a bit flat and can often be ineffectual or even self-defeating. For instance, let's say that in an effort to teach our partners what we like and want from them, we show them through our words and actions the way we want to be loved. We, of course, don't tell them we're doing that. We simply do it. So we like physical touch. So we're all over them with affection as often as we're able. Our intention is to show them what we like by what we're giving. However, for some reason, unbeknownst to us, they don't give it back in the same way. They don't initiate physical affection with us, so we end up feeling hurt and possibly even betrayed that someone we love won't give us the love we need in the way we've shown them we've needed. We were using the golden rule and treating them how we would like to be treated. Why weren't they appreciating it? Why weren't they reaching out and returning the love that we were giving? Or suppose we love it when our partners cook for us and help us around the house. So we make sure they know this by picking up after them, taking extra time to make sure we've stocked their favorite beverage or snacks in the fridge, and try to make dinner for them even when we're exhausted. However, instead of appreciating us in the way we expect, which is returning these acts of service, they just show us how much they appreciate what we've done with hugs and kisses. We may think hugs and kisses are great and all, but I would have really appreciated it more if you would have planned dinner tonight. Again, without speaking, we're attempting to follow the golden rule and treat them like we want to be treated. Well, they appreciated it by showing us how they would like to be treated. And in the end, we feel like they would have rather been romantic and we would have rather had them help with the dishes. Discord ensues because we're both doing what we have been taught since childhood, and neither of us are paying attention to what our partners want because we don't necessarily even know what that is. So, understanding these languages of love are a wonderful way to discover what really makes you feel loved and cherished by your partner. It eases your days and your life and increases appreciation of your relationship. Understanding the difference between acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, physical touch, and words of affirmation also helps you understand what your loved one most values and how they most feel loved, which enables you to treat them as they want to be treated, which in turn makes them feel more valued and generally makes them want to make you feel more loved as well. It also works wonders towards eliminating feelings of frustration or martyrdom that make you feel like you're not being appreciated for all you do. Because honestly, they're not even paying attention. Why? Because it doesn't read like love to them. Does this make sense? So take a moment and let me know in the chat if this is confusing. And just so you understand and I'm clear, what I just spoke about and feels it is important for you to know are not the teachings of the author. And you won't find this in his book. This is my personal opinion about how we need to shift our perspective as we age in order to increase our emotional intelligence and have more fulfilling relationships. So, before I move on to describe the different languages, I would love to hear your thoughts or questions about this potentially controversial way of looking at information that you might never have questioned before. So, let me see if anybody has any question. Cats need quality time. Yes, they do. And this is why I can't watch myself talk because I can see them being crazy in the back and then I get super distracted. So, sounds like it makes sense. Okay. So, let me describe the difference now between these different languages. You can also take a quiz online if you're not able to pinpoint your greatest love language after my description or you simply want to know more. But I think that I might be able to give you a good idea of what your love language is. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I'll tell you when to rate. So the first language we're going to talk about is words of affirmation. If you or someone you love values words of affirmation, then that means that you need compliments, affirmations, kind words, encouragement, appreciation. So take a moment and why don't you write down WOA for words of affirmation on a piece of paper. And as I list some examples, you can write down after I'm done a number between 1 or 10 that describes how you feel when I give you examples of what this sounds like. So words of affirmation sound like this. I love your smile. You make me so happy. The way you did that was amazing. I can't imagine feeling luckier than I do to have you. I love the way you smell. I love working with you. You are such a kind person. You make me really happy. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I'm so proud of you. Do you get the idea? So, words of affirmation are any spoken or written words that support, uplift, confirm, and empathize with someone in a positive way. What someone who values words of affirmation does not need is for people to assume that they know how attractive they are, or how loved they are, or how proud of them people are. They are also very deeply and negatively affected by non constructive criticism or emotionally harsh words, and people not appreciating or recognizing their efforts. So, that is words of affirmation. Where do you think you rate? 0? Couldn't care less. 10? That is me. Write it down. Okay, the next language I'm going to describe is physical touch. If your love language is physical touch, then this means that you prefer physical expressions of love over all other love and appreciation expressions, such as words of affirmation. Now, while you may immediately think about sexual intimacy, this is also related to non-sexual touch that can also be used to demonstrate love. So, on your piece of paper, write PT, and after I read these, list a number between 0 and 10, not interested, or this is where it's at. So, examples of physical touch: a kiss on the cheek, a back rub, a touch on the arm or leg when you're speaking to somebody or they're speaking to you, a casual stroke on the shoulder when you walk by, holding someone's face when you talk to them, playing footsie under the table, cuddling on the couch, holding hands when you walk, giving somebody a high five, and of course, making love. If you or the person you love has a primary love language of physical touch, then you need non-verbal body language to emphasize love. You need non-sexual touch that reinforces that your partner cares, with gentle touches in addition to more intimate sexualized touch. What you do not need and could create emotional trauma is long periods without physical intimacy of some sort, being given the cold shoulder, feeling like your partner's only giving you affection because you want it, and of course, any form of physical abuse. So, next on the list is quality time. If your love language is quality time, then you crave spending fruitful and attentive time with the people closest to you. You feel the most loved when someone makes time out of their busy schedule to spend it with you. You feel the most loved when you are the focus of your loved one's attention. So, some examples of quality time: going on a picnic, taking a class together, going to see a game together, taking a walk in the forest or on the beach. If you live together, going to bed at the same time, going out to dinner, taking time each day to send a loving text, getting in the car and just going for a drive together, having someone put away all their social media, put away your phones, turn off the television, just talk. Plan a paint and sip night. If you need quality time, you crave uninterrupted and focused conversation, one-on-one time, any time together with your loved one, even if it's just running errands together. You need their whole attention, and you love face-to-face conversations. So, what's your QT number? Take a minute, write it down. What would be very painful to you if you rate high in quality time is someone listening with only half an ear while they are managing other things, or long periods apart, spending more time with other people than with the one you love the most, and long periods without this one-on-one time. Okay, next up is receiving gifts. If your love language is receiving gifts, it means that your preferred way of receiving affection in a relationship is to receive gifts. It also could mean that you love to use giving gifts as the way you show your love. But you generally feel most loved when your partner gives you a tangible item of their affection. So, examples. You might feel most loved when your partner remembers special dates and anniversaries. They give you a card or a note. They bring you flowers for no reason. Maybe they pick up a book they knew you liked. They plan a vacation or a getaway. They surprise you at work by dropping off lunch for you. They take a special phrase or an image they know you love and frame it. Maybe they buy you one of those 50-cent toys at a grocery store to make you laugh. They could get you a car wash coupon. Maybe they make you a CD of your favorite songs. So if you feel loved through receiving gifts, then you need thoughtfulness and someone that makes you feel like a priority. Gifts on special occasions and silly gifts just because. If you feel love receiving gifts, then you don't need your partner to forget special occasions. You also don't need dutiful, uninspired, or unenthusiastic gift giving. You also don't necessarily need expensive things. A flower picked on the side of the road can be just as lovely as a bouquet. However, the gift does need to show that your partner knows you and isn't just giving you something that's, here's the golden rule again, that they would like. Or as a friend I know would say, quoting Marge Simpson, "No, Homer, I don't want a bowling ball with your name on it for my birthday." So what's your receiving gifts number between 1 and 10? The last love language is acts of service, and it can be defined as actions speaking louder than words. Acts of service are when your partner does something for you that they know you would like, and that generally will take time and effort on their part to make it something special or appreciated for you. So examples might be when your partner cleans the house for you, offers to go to the store and pick up something you forgot, asks how they can make your life better, and then does what you ask, looks for opportunities to serve you, takes on those chores that they know you hate, gets your car serviced or fills up the tank, does the laundry for the week, warms a towel in the dryer for you when you're taking a shower, brings you coffee in bed, takes care of the kids to give you a night off. Showing love through acts of service means that perhaps someone doesn't always say they love you, like words of affirmation, or bring you gifts, or touch you as often as someone else might need, but they make sure that your car never runs out of gas. Or they see when you're tired and they take care of dinner. It means having someone go out of their way to make life easier for you. And it comes from having someone know you really well, which comes from you telling your partner versus assuming that they know it. If you score high in AOS, then what you really don't need is a lack of follow through or broken promises, someone who makes work more important than you, being ignored when you request help, or someone who makes other people's to-do lists more important than their partner's. So now, if you look back on the scoring you gave yourself, you might find that you have a pretty good idea of not just what your primary love language is, but also how the other languages rate for you. This will help you verbalize what you need to your partner so they're not left guessing about what you want or treating you the way they want to be treated. It also helps if you know your partner's love language. So feel free to share this with them on Facebook or on YouTube, or I will try to get a transcript posted on my website by the end of the week. This way, When you know your love languages and your partners, you can use the same amount of energy and reap double, triple, quadruple the rewards by treating someone the way they want to be treated and showing them that you care enough to work at showing them love in the ways that they themselves feel most loved. So I hope you enjoyed this special Valentine's Live. I look forward to continuing our discussion on acceptance next week. I will go to the comments now and see if anybody has any questions. And if not, then I know we've gone long, so I will post some links and let you go. Oh, Emily said, makes sense. Also thinking about how I love myself in these ways too. Well said. Yeah, I didn't even talk about that. But if you know your love language, do you treat yourself with love? Do you give yourself little gifts? Do you write affirmations and post them around the house? Do you make sure that you care for yourself physically, perhaps with manicures or pedicures or buying warm blankets? There's so many ways that we can receive self-love. And you're right. It's important to know your love language to help you love yourself. Well put. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have been able to make someone feel loved and that someone has been able to make you feel loved today. And if not today, well, tomorrow works too. So, in honor of Valentine's Day, I love you all, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.